Well, hi, everybody, and welcome to this week's edition of Inside Furman Athletics, where we cleverly do just what the name of the show says. We go inside Furman Athletics. I am Dan Scott, the voice of the Paladins. Normally, we are visiting with a coach or once a month athletic director Jason Donnelly and taking you inside a specific sport or inside the world of the athletic director. Going a little off the beaten path today and taking you inside the life of a student athlete here at Furman. This is Callum Allison. He is a senior soccer player, I guess now a former soccer player.
No,
right?
I'll be here for a fifth year.
Oh,
actually.
so you will have another year. Oh,
Yes, sir.
okay, great. So you'll be one of those super seniors.
Super senior.
So you have to put up with your dad one more year, or maybe he has to put up with you. Which way is it?
He's put up with me one more year.
Yeah. Well, he's only done it for 22 years or whatever it is now.
Yeah, 28, I believe, which is wild. Oh, 22 for me.
Yeah.
he's
I was
been
going to
playing-
say, boy,
yeah.
you would be a really super
I'll be
senior
really-
if you were 28.
Yeah,
years.
he's 22 years. Yeah.
That's crazy. He is the son of men's soccer coach Doug Allison, who has been here for 28 years. Callum's not 28 years old, but he hopes to be one day, right?
Hopefully one day.
But I thought it would be a really cool detour from what we normally do to take you inside the life of a student athlete here at Furman, and also one who happens to play for his dad and all of that dynamic. It has been a intriguing journey, I would say.
Yeah.
So first of all, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm good. It's good to have you with us. Thank you for doing this and
Yeah.
for making me come in a little earlier, because those
Yeah.
Furman classes don't wait for anybody, do
They
they?
do not wait for anybody. I appreciate you getting me in a little early.
Oh, that's okay. I'm an early riser. It's no problem. So tell me how things are going with school, first of all.
I'm going well. I'm taking 3 classes this semester, so I can. I took the MCAT on Saturday. So I basically use that as another class. So taking physics, biochemistry, and a sports class, which is really fun. Going well though.
What sports class?
It's called Sports in Modern Society. We basically read through a book. We've read through 3 books now, and we just talk about the chapters and talk about sports all day. It's really fun.
So I guess that's a nice break from physics. What'd you say, biochemistry?
Yeah, it's my favorite class this semester.
Well, I would imagine so.
Yeah, it is.
If you have any common sense at all.
It's great.
The MCAT, by the way, is the test to get into medical school.
Yes, sir. The
right?
medical college admissions test.
Right.
Yeah.
And so you just took that this weekend.
Not Saturday.
First
Yes, sir.
attempt?
Mm-hmm. First attempt.
How'd it go?
It was
I
harder.
mean,
than
I know you won't get the results for about a
Yeah.
month, but
hopefully well. It was harder than the practice test, but that's what everyone has said. So hopefully it went well.
well, I guess we'll find out, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So the aspirations obviously are to become a doctor.
Yes, sir. Go to medical school.
Any specific field?
I'd love to go to orthopedics. Stay with sports. Yeah, orthopedics. Hopefully pediatrics too. I love working with kids, so sports and kids would be perfect.
You played your soccer at Eastside High School.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, you are a soccer legacy because your dad played and now has coached here for 28 years. Is that something you always wanted to do?
I did. I used to think I would take over the program when he retired, but then coming into school, I realized
he's never going to retire.
he's never going to retire. He's going to be here for the rest of his life. He loves it too much. No, but I got to college and I realized I think I want to be a doctor. So.
Playing for your father is an interesting dynamic, and obviously it can go one of two ways. It seems to me like it's been a very, very good experience for you.
So it's been, I wouldn't change it for the world. It's been an amazing experience. Coming in, I thought the team would be like, oh, he's on the team because he's his dad. And I had to prove myself working on the team that that's not the case. And I was worried that he would treat me any differently, but he's treated me like any player. Like, I'm not his son when I'm playing on the field. I'm just a normal player.
And that's the way you want it, right?
That's the way I want it. I don't want to be treated any differently. And then when I go home, it's my dad and me. He's not coach when I'm there. And so it's perfect. We know how to separate it. So, yeah, I wouldn't change it. It's been a blessing to play for my dad.
Did that take a while to figure out that separation?
No, it was immediate.
Was it?
Because he coached me for the region team in high school. Region team's a team you play for. Like all the states come together and make
Right.
a team. And he coached me on that for a few years. So I think I got used to it in high school and then came here and it was flawless. It was perfect. Yeah.
How has your experience with the soccer program been?
It's been amazing. It's such a fun team. The team's like a brotherhood. My dad's made such a great culture for 28 years. He's had to build something well if he's been here for that long. But it's amazing. Being with the other coaches and the team, it's just been, they're so great, and they love everyone's like a family member, your brother. So
He told me, I told him Saturday that I was going to have you on Inside Furman Athletics, and the only thing he said, well, he told me that you had taken the medical test.
Mm-hmm.
He said, ask him about his goal.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you score.
Man.
Now, defensive midfielders don't normally score,
Mhm.
right?
Right. For some reason I was playing forward that night. It was, I think a few forwards were injured, and he was like, Callum, go up top. And I was like, awesome. This is the position he played. I was like, I'll make you proud. And it was, man, that was, I think, my favorite experience I've had at Furman.
So tell me, take us through it.
So
Because I know it got a little emotional for old Dad, too, on the sidelines.
Yeah. So I think we won the ball back in the defensive half, and we played a ball out to Alfredo, who's actually my roommate. And he just dribbled all the way down the field and made onto the sideline. And I just sprinted because I went back to defend on that play. I was just sprinting down the line because my dad's always telling me, make sure you don't give up on the goal, always follow in the back post. And so I was like, okay, I'll listen to him this time. And I was just running. And my roommate plays the ball in. Dylan Lane, he dummies it. He lets it go through his legs. As he was dumbing it, he got taken out. So it would have been a penalty anyways. But the ball just rolled to me, and I just put it in the back of the net, at the back post, and I just freaked out. I was like, yeah, because I just scored for Furman. Like that's been my dream for 22 years. Like that was awesome.
He said you didn't know how to celebrate.
I
You didn't know what to do.
I had no idea. I was just running in circles. One of my teammates was like, calm down. I was like, I just scored. I don't know what to do. And then my roommate and I did our celebration, and then I ran over and gave him a hug on the sideline. And apparently he shed a few tears when I did that. But another thing that was cool is that was senior night for all my senior friends.
Mm-hmm.
So they were all there that night because they're the den guys, the guys who come and sing and chirp at the other players and whatever. And I hang out with those guys all the time, and I got to score on their last soccer game. So that was really special too.
Yeah, I like how you phrased that. You said, well, I'll listen to him this time.
Yeah.
But then Doug told me on Saturday, he said that he's kind of wiping tears away with one hand and telling you, hey, we still got 40 minutes to play. Get back out there.
Yeah, he's like, all right, we can celebrate this later. You have to win this game. So.
And you did, right?
Yeah, we ended up winning 2-1.
Yeah, that had to be, all joking aside, that had to be an incredible experience.
Mm-hmm. It was perfect. It was awesome.
You grew up in that soccer family.
Mm-hmm.
Was there ever a thought about playing something else?
No, honestly, I played soccer my whole life. At one point, I wanted to try basketball, but I'm just not good at it. And I enjoyed playing football at recess, but I'm just not big enough. And then right now, I actually love pickleball. Playing pickleball, it's a
you're one of those people.
One of those.
Huh?
My dad is one of those, and he's the best player I've ever played against. My grandpa used to play badminton. He was like a champion there. My dad used to play, and so it's kind of transferred into pickleball a little bit. And so my dad just knows the angle, so he runs me around. It's good fitness for me, but I love it. I love pickleball. It is a fun sport.
I know some people who have gotten really heavily into that, and it's like, from what I've been able to grasp, there's no, I'm just going to do this recreationally. It's like once you try it, it becomes an obsession.
Oh my goodness, it is an obsession. It's like golf. I feel like you just go in and like you want to go all in, and so yeah. Luckily, there's courts right outside my apartment here at Furman, so my friends and I are always playing. Yeah.
Soccer player, pickleball aficionado, and Furman student athlete Callum Allison joining us here on this week's edition of Inside Furman Athletics. How has the world of being a student athlete meshed for you? Because one of the things that I like to ask freshmen when they come on campus and have been here for maybe a semester or so is what they were told about Furman's academics and how it really played out for them. And they always say, well, they warned us, but you never really can get the idea until you get here. How has being a student athlete worked for you?
Well, that's exactly right. You don't know how it is until you get here. In high school, I would say I kind of just slacked off a little bit. And then when I got here, it's like there's no slacking off. Like you have to be studying all the time. So for me, being a student athlete it's been difficult, but I think being a student athlete has taught me time management a lot. Like if I don't study after practice, then I'm never going to be able to study. Because we have about 3 hours every day we have to dedicate to soccer, and then other classes and lunch, breakfast, dinner, and then after that, it's kind of hard because you don't get the social time as much. I've had to kind of ignore my friends a little bit because I need to get good grades to get into medical school. But it's been good. I really think being on a team actually teaches me time management. It's like when we're done with soccer, when we're done with practicing, and I have all the free time. I'm like, what do I do? What am I doing with my time? I don't know. Should I study? Should I just wait and study when I normally do? I lose track of time.
Time management, I think, is one of the more difficult lessons for anybody to learn, much less a student athlete, here at Furman. How long did it take you to grasp what that meant, and how you had to learn to structure your day on a every day, every week
Yeah.
basis? How long did it take?
So the first semester, I think I learned it towards the end. Second semester, COVID happened. So I just got thrown back to home for about a year, and I came back, and I was like, I don't know what to do with my time. And so I would say probably the end of sophomore year, I learned, like, I guess that's my fourth semester here, I learned officially, like, I have class, I have soccer, I have studying, I have FCA, I have this, and then repeat the next day. So that's basically probably into that because COVID kind of threw a little curveball at us.
Right.
Yeah.
But once you got there, and you said repeat, do you have to guard against it becoming mundane?
Yeah. That's where my friends come in. They are always wanting to get up to some funny things. So that's when I have my free time, is when I don't have that. I could go do some fun things, and I don't think soccer's ever really mundane because I really enjoy it, and it's just lots of fun playing. And then sometimes school becomes a little mundane. I would agree with that, but I would say I have a different schedule for every single day, like how long I study, or if I have FCA that night, or if I'm with my friends that night.
Visiting with Callum Allison on this week's edition of Inside Furman Athletics, talking about the life of a student athlete. And, oh, by the way, besides being a student at Furman, besides being a soccer player, Division I soccer player at Furman, and, oh, by the way, besides studying to become a doctor, he also has other things that have to go into that time management. You've referenced it a couple of times. You're the president of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes.
Yes, sir.
Here
Co-president.
at
Yes, sir.
Furman. Tell me about that and why that's important to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jesus is the most important thing in my life. He's my Lord and Savior, and without him, I used to be I feel like such a terrible person. I used to really put my worth in so many other things, and I was upset. I was just angry at the world. And then I found Jesus in high school, and then I just transformed. And he's just with me through everything. And the Easter just happened, and it's just like reflecting on him dying for our sins, and because he loves us so much, and we don't deserve it. But I think that's my number one thing in my life. And I know I have school and soccer, and that's why I'm here at the school. But I think that is my other priority, is getting the gospel out to Furman and loving the people who know the gospel and who don't, but bringing them in on Tuesday night and sharing the gospel, getting speakers from around the country. Honestly, we have really good speakers who come and speak. We have alumni, we have players. I actually got to speak this year, which was pretty fun. I was so nervous because I'd never spoken in front of a crowd like that before. But we have Monday night leadership meetings, and then we have Tuesday night big huddles where the whole campus is invited, we filled out Burgess Theater time and time again. It's been amazing to see what God's been doing on this campus. And then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, we have special events, like we have volunteer events, we have spike ball tournaments, we have all of these really fun things, and then just behind the scenes work a little bit with logistics and getting stuff purchased and stuff like that. It's been a really cool experience.
So on top of everything else, you're organizing all of these things and bringing these events together and making sure that they all come off, and then leaving and studying, or leaving and going and playing soccer and coming back. And it's a – and we have a myriad of students across this campus who are doing similar things with various organizations. But it all comes to becoming that well-rounded person. Right?
Yes, sir. Yeah. I mean, I feel like hopefully I'm a little bit well-rounded. I might be sharp on a few edges, but yeah. But I wouldn't be. I don't think FCA would be where it is without our leadership team. We have about 40 people, which is, you think it's crazy. 40 people is a big leadership team, but they've been amazing. I wouldn't change that. At first we were like, oh man, this is a big team, and then it's just they all work so hard and get stuff done. It's like it makes being a president, co-president really easy because they do their own work, and it's been great.
You recently won the President's Award at the Leadership Awards that were just given out, a couple of weeks ago, the President's Award for 2023. What did that mean to you?
I was like, how did I win this? Because I don't really think I deserve any recognition because, again, I think it's all Jesus. But it meant a lot to me because it was like, wow, a lot of work that I have put in with school, soccer, and FCA, and all the other little things that I try to do. It was cool to get recognized, but I don't feel like I don't think I need the recognition, but it was really cool to win that award. It definitely meant a lot, and it was cool to see how proud my dad and my mom were of me because they've done so much for me in getting me to school here, and just everything, driving me to soccer practice when I was young, and just all these other little things that they do for me. And so it was really cool to see that all the efforts that they've put into me have paid off a little bit while I'm at campus.
Well, I think of two things. Number one, it's just another crown you'll cast at the feet of that Savior someday. Number two, your dad especially, I think I've met your mom once or twice, but I obviously know Doug very well. He's waiting for you to become a doctor and start making all that money so you can take care of him. That's why he's being nice to you now. He's looking for that reciprocation in the future.
It's an investment. It's an investment.
Come on, Doug. I was born at night, but not last night.
Come on.
That's the way it works.
Come on, Coach.
What's next for you? I mean, you've got another year, obviously. You've got that super senior year because of COVID, so you'll be playing some more soccer. But what does the next year hold for you?
Yeah, so next year I got accepted into the Community Engaged Medicine Master's program here, which I think it's pretty new, fairly new. And so I'll be doing that for a year, and then I'll be applying to medical school in the summer for the next year. So I'll be playing soccer here. I will stay on FCA leadership. I wanted someone else to take over the president's role because it helped me grow so much, and so I was like, I think that needs to go to someone else too. But not saying I would have been voted back in by any means, but yeah, so I'll stay on leadership and advise and do whatever I can. I'll be doing a master's program and playing on the soccer team one more year, which would be great, and playing a lot of pickleball too.
I just refuse to get involved because
because
I don't need another obsession in my life. Like I say, everybody I know who has tried the sport has gotten obsessed with it. Do you call pickleball a sport?
Yeah.
I mean, I saw on television. I was in a restaurant last week or the week before, and Andre Agassi and John McEnroe, two tennis legends, were playing each other in pickleball.
Yeah, a lot of retired tennis players are going to pickleball, which is, I think, making the sport a little bit unfair because there's no way I could go pro in pickleball because they just have retired tennis players, and so a lot of celebrities are investing, like Samuel L. Jackson, and Tom Brady is investing. I think he made his own team, and it's just crazy.
Yeah, I do not need another obsession in my life. How would you encapsulate what the entire Furman experience has been for you? Student, athlete, playing for your dad, all of these things. How would you bring all of that together?
That's a great question. I don't know. I think it's just been such an incredible experience. I have grown so much through all of that. I feel like I'm a way different person than I was coming into college. I feel like I've matured so much. I've learned so much. And just all the stuff that, like, the way I've been poured into and this campus has been incredible. All the teachers, all the health science professors, they really care about you as a person. The soccer team, all the FCA mentors that I have. It's just been, like, the chaplains at the university. It's just been incredible. I don't think I could describe it with words in one word, because it's just been, like, everyone has just been so incredible to me.
Are you going to push Dad to make you more of an offensive threat this last year?
Yeah, I need to score more goals. That was such a good feeling. I need to get at least 2 this year. double my record.
Well, that's fantastic. I appreciate you coming and spending some time with us this morning, and I know that you've got classes coming up, so we're gonna wrap this up and turn you loose. But I just wanted to give people a little bit of an insight into what it's like to be a student athlete here at Furman, and I did not prompt him for that answer, but every athlete, every coach that we talk to on this campus, when we talk about being that student athlete, the 2-word phrase that inevitably always comes up is time management.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that learning that seems to be the biggest hurdle that you have to overcome.
I believe so. I mean, without being able to spend your time doing these things, you wouldn't be able to get anything done. And it'd be very difficult if you didn't learn that.
I mean, you have to be pretty smart too.
I don't know if I'm a smart guy. I think I just work hard and get my way through it. Hopefully I'm learned a little bit since I've been here. Yeah.
Seems to me like you have. It's good catching up with you.
Thank you for having me.
That is Callum Allison, student athlete here at Furman, president of FCA, and the President's Award winner for 2023. We'll be back again next week with another edition of Inside Furman Athletics. And as always, for Callum and all of us here at Furman, I'm Dan Scott, saying God bless you and so long, everybody.